everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is a tag video and I was tagged by the lovely Erin over at Merrin & Co. I'll leave a link to her channel in the description box below, and this is the My Life Q&A tag. Now I haven't even looked through these questions. These are literally going to be instant answers. Like I'm going to go with my first answer and just go with it. Toby is napping in the hallway, so I'm trying not to be too loud and I might have to pause this at some point. Fingers crossed he stays asleep and lets me film this. So anyway, there's 13 questions and I'm going to get stuck right in. Okay, so the first question is, how do you keep your partner a priority with kids and all the other awesome things you do? Oh, now I don't think that I do a lot of awesome things. I try to keep our lives busy. I try to keep us doing interesting things on a weekend. I do feel like me and Matt don't prioritise each other enough. We don't really go on date nights anymore. We always try and have at least an hour together on an evening where we'll watch TV together. We are so guilty of going on our phones and hardly talking to each other. I think this really needs to change and we need to start having date nights together again and really putting our relationship first for once. So number 2 is, what is one quality you want your children to remember about you? Okay, I think I'd like my children to remember that I always tried to make their lives the best it could be. I've always tried to help them make good memories, like we go on a lot of days out. Yeah, that I tried really. I'd like them to look back and think, you know, Mum really tried to give us a good childhood. She tried to fill it with activities and days out and family time, good quality time together. I'd like them to look back and think that I've been quite fun with them, not always stressed out like I am a lot of the time. I hope that they will look back and think that we've had some good times together. Number 3 is, if you could take the family for a holiday anywhere in the world, where would you go? If I could take us anywhere, I'd probably take us to see the Northern Lights. I think Livy would really enjoy that. She's always asking to look at the stars. She's got my old telescope. I think she would love that experience so much. And if we couldn't go there, then definitely I'd take us to Disney, even just to Disneyland Paris. It's another place that Livy really wants to go. She's always asking when she sees the adverts. I would just love to have the money to take us there, and that's one thing I'm going to really try hard to save for from next year. Number 4 is, do you want more children? At the minute, I'm really undecided. I'm quite happy with the 2 that I have. They are hard work, but they are worth it. It's nice having one of each. I think once you go from 2 to 3, it changes the whole dynamics of your family structure. And at the minute, I don't think that is something we could cope with. I don't think we would deal with it very well as a family. So for now, I am done. Number 5 is, do you drink and what is your go-to drink? I don't drink very often. Like, I'm not a big drinker. I'm not someone who has like a glass of wine every week or goes out drinking a lot, and fair play to people that do. That's their lives, it's their choice. But when I do drink, I like to have a glass of Prosecco. Number 6, favourite restaurant. I think my favourite restaurant, I don't really eat out at restaurants very often. If we do, it's just McDonald's or KFC or Nando's. But I think one of my favourite restaurants to visit is Pizza Express. I love the pasta meals they have there. I know it's not anywhere super fancy or anything like that, but we're not a fancy kind of family. Number 7 is, where did you meet the kids' dad? So we actually met through MySpace way back when that was still around. And I think that was like 10-11 years ago now, and yeah, that's so long ago. Number 8 is, what do you like to do for some me time? I did used to like taking long baths, but now Livy has clocked on to when I'm having a bath and she likes to do what I used to do. So sorry, Mum. She likes to interrupt me and come and sit on the toilet, like not actually on the toilet doing anything, just on the toilet seat, and chat away to me. And as cute as it is and as much as it reminds me of my childhood, I kind of wish she wouldn't. So for me, really, my me time is doing these videos. I actually really enjoy filming them and editing them. So this is my me time. Other than that, just sitting on the sofa with a cup of tea and watching some TV or reading a book. Something just simple. Number 9 is, what is the first thing you do when you wake up? and it's a really, really bad habit, but I go on my phone and I usually check my bank and hope that someone has miraculously given me a load of money. And then I'll like just catch up on a few notifications and then I'll get up. Number 10, if you could have a 1-hour conversation with anyone, living or dead, who would you want to talk to and what would you talk to them about? Oh, this is a really, really difficult one. Do you know what? I'm going to cheat. I'm going to do one for someone who's living and one for someone who's dead. If I could speak to anyone for an hour who had died, it would be Johnny Cash. I would love to meet him. I would love to like know his like backstory and like all about where his inspirations came from. And I mean, I know a lot about some of it because I do like him a lot, and I've read into his life story, I've watched documentaries about him, but it would just be nice to hear it from him. If I could speak to someone for an hour who's living, at the moment it would be Emily Norris. She is another brilliant mummy vlogger, and I would really just like to sit and have a conversation with her for an hour. I'm not going to get into on camera what I would talk to her about because it's quite personal, but I'd like to sit down and talk to her, I think. Number 11 is, who did you watch before you started your YouTube? I think one of the first YouTubers that I watched was Zoella, and then I watched the Saucony Jolies, and then I started watching Sam and Nia, and then from there it kind of like progressed into watching other mummy vloggers, other family vloggers, and just things like that. Number 12 is, why did you start your YouTube? The main reason was just to capture memories and to have them there to look back on. I always remember when I was younger, we had a video camera, it wasn't when I was super young, it was more when I was a little bit older, and there was one video of my brother brushing his teeth in the morning, and he was just stood on his little step in the bathroom and he was there going, clean my teeth, and like, it's just such a simple little memory, but it's something that's always stuck with me, and I always wanted to be able to look back on my children's childhood and watch it back, but more of it, because like I said, we didn't have a lot of stuff filmed. So I did start quite late with Livy, and that is one thing I really regret. I wish I'd just done it from the beginning when I'd first had the thought about doing it. And number 13 is, what is the number one lesson you have learnt recently, life or YouTube related? I think the biggest lesson I've learnt recently is just to go with it. Just to let things go and just go with the flow. Try not to get too caught up in drama or stress, and just take a step back from situations when they're getting too stressful and try and calmly think things through, which is really hard when you've got anxiety like I do. It's hard to just stop and breathe and think about it, but it really, really does help. So if you suffer from it, try and do that. Try and play scenarios through in your head of what you're going to do and how you're going to do it, and that way it makes things a lot calmer. So that's all the questions. I'm going to tag Shelley Mummy Vlogs, I'm going to tag Kerry Conway, and I'm going to tag Hayley over at My Happy Ever After. So I'll link their channels below as well. Go and check their channels out. And ladies, when you've done that, let me know so I can check your videos out. I hope you enjoyed this. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. If you haven't already, I'd love if you subscribed and stuck around. And yeah, got to know me a little bit more in some more of my videos. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!